Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show?
Who the fuck is a Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where are you dragged up? A swamp?
Это Вейнор. Продолжаем его проходить. Белая туфелька смерти.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Новое
Skipper,
дело.
is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in
We've been
good
together
time.
when we're not even married.
Новое дело.
They weren't even his prince and he still confessed.
Побежали.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn thing.
Опять убили, наверное, девушку.
Greetings from sunny California. I'm gonna stop. A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Yeah, Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows make it the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Итак, мы приехали на место преступления и посмотрим, что тут у нас.
Detectives,
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Уже странно то, что я не раздели.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Так, руки посмотрим. Так, на руках ничего. Так, нет, положи руку. Так, следы.
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
А следы какого размера?
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Так, это следы. А это кто?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Не врет.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
О, тут телефон рядом.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks for your help.
Ну чё, все? Все, тут мы осмотрели быстренько.
You're behind the wheel. And where exactly are we going?
бродягам
I think we ought to
сначала.
investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
Сначала к бродягам поедем, а потом поедем в химчистку. Думаю, так будет правильно. Интересно, смотрят ли меня люди, которые прошли все чисто, на все 100%.
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
The bum isn't here. We should follow the lead. These guys can wait.
Откуда ты знаешь, что его здесь нету? Ты? Нет, не ты.
At least the rain stopped. You can change back into those white bucks now.
Это ты к чему сказал сейчас? Я вроде никогда не носил белые туфли.
That's the guy from the paper. It's all that big tape.
Ладно, поехали отсюда. Поехали, только с другой стороны машина.
Are you liquored up?
Slow down. This guy's got a screw loose.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Поехали.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start climbing Linkfist to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Ну, Расти прав. Расти прав, потому что это... Ну, не похоже, что это один и тот же. Хотя... Хотя он может так и заметать следы, что вполне вероятно. Пошли.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find the register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress, is it there?
Я не помню, какой номер. По идее, можем посмотреть. А, 1263.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Простите за беспокойство.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
Так.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic type show a particular disposition for this stuff.
У Расти всегда виноваты мужики. Это я уже понял. Так.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's
that...
procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Terrelson? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. You want to hear something funny,
Бедные
Terrell?
дети.
Some bumps think filling out a missing persons report actually rules him out as a suspect.
Not much help. Need to check if she was a regular. I wonder why the picture was turned down.
Да, мне тоже интересно. Ну-ка, там есть надпись? Нет. Нету надписи.
Junk.
Хлам.
If you'd excuse me, ladies.
А это уже интересно, обувь
We can see if Picker can match the impression to the crime scene.
8-го размера. Свежие.
Lars was out in the rain last night.
Что получается, он убил? Нет.
I'll be out of your way
А
momentarily,
он же
ladies.
ходил это искать маму. Ну, жену точнее.
Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive. Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks, ma'am.
Так, а можно сначала это, в бар съездить, а потом в эти места? А вот правильно. Это этих. Бар. Поехали в бар, короче.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
I'm busy here, Phelps.
Поехали в бар. Интересно, нам ничего не скажут, что типа забыл напарника. Так а где он? Так вот бар. Но он недалеко. Сейчас проедем 2 улицы. Ну, одну улицу пересечем. барона. Ой, головы тут. Приехали одни, а головой-то пошелся. Прикольно.
Gents, drink? Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. I'm Benny Clough. This is about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. You know, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
Чудо моргаешь.
We don't have time for you to be making guesses. What time was it exactly?
Hey, give me a break. I don't remember it to the second.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
А вот теперь он лжет.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, two creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other men?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD, don't make me chase you, shitbird. You can't let the son of a bitch get away.
Root beers all around, dog.
Go, Phelps, get after it. Come on, got a ride. Get in and drive.
Get that away.
Да блин.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
А блин.
Slow down, you idiot.
Ну куда? Понятно, куда. Ну я же видел, куда он поехал. Я же видел, куда он поехал.
God damn it, get after him, Cole.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Come on, Phelps, you're letting this lust get away from you.
Уезжай. Нормально. Он вроде... А я видел, он завернул.
I don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
All right, you got me. I've had enough.
Show me your hands! Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Tell us about Teresa Terrellson.
What's to tell?
Блин. Ну это тупо, я хотел на тап нажать.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Тупо, я не хотел истину нажимать, понятное дело, что он врет. Я случайно на единичку нажал.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Any messages for me?
Just a second. You have one new message from Lieutenant Fleischer. Bartender Benny Clough reports victim Teresa Terrellson last seen entering the yellow cab number 3591.
Can you have an APB put out on that vehicle? We'll need all sightings relayed to car 11K.
Sure, Detective. I'll radio dispatch now.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thank you.
Так. Но мы не поедем в центральное отделение полиции.
You're behind the wheel.
Мы поедем обратно в дом. Обратно в дом поедем. Так, я вернулся.
For the record, Mr. Terrellson, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. There can't be anyone who knew her.
Я не могу понять.
For the record, Terrellson, did you kill your wife?
Oh my
Он
God.
не лжет.
No. I didn't kill my wife. Fuck you for suggesting it.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
А честно, лжет.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. I paid the sitter and went to bed.
Не, он не врет.
Why did you only report your wife missing this
Да
summer?
блин, почему?
I thought she would have called up last night from the bar.
Простите опять. Кто, блин, телефон звонит, достали?
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Вроде телефон перестал звонить.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Charlton. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, if you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life.
Поехали.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Broad has socks in it.
Where's that cab got to now?
Car 11K, yellow cab 3591, seen at Big Steve's Cafe on 3rd, headed in a southeasterly direction.
Да.
At least somebody's paying attention.
Ну, давайте поедем. Он поедет. обязательно я. Ладно. Так, а где? А, недалеко. Выезжаем.
It's against the rules to drive like this without a siren.
Every man for himself. 11K. Suspect vehicle sighted at 3rd and Vixel. Repeat. Yellow cab 3591. Sighted at 3rd and Vixel.
We'll narrow in on him eventually.
Tell me you're insured.
Phelps, late. LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It's a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor, and he was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
Теперь мы знаем передвижение жертвы. Так, поедем.
Can you drive to this one?
Поехали. Ну и для чего мы сюда приехали?
Doesn't tell me anything.
Не, погодите.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
С ним нельзя еще раз поговорить.
What now?
He's in interview 2.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Так, никого.
being boys.
Oh.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble, that's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrelson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
Так. Понятно.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrelson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
Чуть не понял я, погодите. Да блин.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup.
Перемещение для убийства.
Where did you go after the Crystal Ballroom?
I think the wind had gone out of her sails by then. She caught a cab and I caught a bus back to the base.
Ну, очень много он моргает и глаза опускает.
We spoke to the cab driver. Tell us what really happened at the Crystal Ballroom.
I'd had enough. She was all upset about her husband bawling about her kids. She looked old. Left around closing, maybe 1:30. Got on a bus and she fell asleep on my shoulder.
Which bus?
An All-American, 249. I went past her place. She jumped off and I stayed on it downtown. After that, I caught another bus to San Pedro. The Indiana's down there. She's being scrapped.
And that was the last you saw of Teresa?
Yeah, that's right. We didn't say much. I think she was kind of embarrassed.
The cab driver said that you were getting pretty familiar with Teresa.
It's not how I'd put it.
So the last thing you wanted was her playing hard to get. Did that make you mad, sailor?
Yeah, it did. She knew what a guy's looking for. All broads do. Dancing comes second.
And what happened at the Crystal Ballroom?
Nothing. Not even a little hand relief. She had another couple of drinks. There was no fun left in her. Just poured her guts out to some bartender.
We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
What now? Drive all the way to San Pedro and check his locker?
Let's see if the bus story checks out.
There's a depot at 1660 Beverly Boulevard.
Опять у нас куча заданий.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine.
По порядку.
Where are we headed?
По порядку. В лагерь Бродяков, потом...
3 suspects in the can and 1 on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Only have time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KTPL, we have Lars Haraldson picked up.
11K, roger.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay copacetic here, fellas. We need to hold out for the cavalry rounds.
How do we do that?
Like this. Buckshot to keep you down, fellas.
If you want your rightful share, we need to fight for it!
What do you think, Joe Lewis? What do you think, Joe Lewis?
Лежать.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
Комрад Сталин.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it, see what you find.
О, газетка, я давно газеток не видел.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack. Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
We need your help, Jack.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts, and they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying, and that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. For God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
То есть этот ему не помог. Найдено газет 6 из 13. Веревка.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terrelson's chin. Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Теперь надо допросить.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Да, не все. Он тоже воевал.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Okay.
Fuck you! That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy who's pretending to be dead?
А где он?
Oh.
Sam is taking me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
А мы его увезли, что ли?
Oh! Got a problem, pal?
Я уже забыл.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was...
You know the way. You can drive. Can you drive to this one?
Varying effects. The containers go up with spectacular results as water...
Автобусная станция. 5:22 утра. Ну, ночь.
And thank you, ma'am. You have a safe trip now. Where are you boys headed today?
LAPD. We're after the driver of All-American 249. Would have been around midnight onwards last night.
Just a minute. Frank Zeffirelli. He's your man.
Where can we find him?
Frank is out on the 7-4.
Can you tell us the route?
Hang on. I should have it mapped out here somewhere.
Whoa! Easy!
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who caught her. Wow, that looks like
I need to run the loop.
She wants a 5-star goddamn way.
Going to church doesn't
No,
make
we're
you
not
any
gonna
more
drive the whole
Christian.
thing, are
Standing
we?
in the garage makes you...
Won't take long. We have a siren.
You wait. 5 years from now, all our
Надо
jobs
его
will be done by
найти
robots.
тогда. Почему все серые?
You're behind the wheel.
And where exactly are we going?
Не, погоди.
All-American 7-4, let's go get him.
Вам не кажется, что идет какая-то серая?
Cole! This could be a long trip, Cole.
Or it could be a short one.
And here's me without my hip flask and only a pain in the ass for company.
Way to kick off the drive in high spirits, Rusty. Comments like that put me in just the right mood for some legwork.
Touchy.
You know what your problem is? You don't like hard work. This kind of rigorous search is what police work is all about. Discipline.
Save it, Phelps. You're just as bored as I am.
Так, пока мы едем правильно.
Nope, still no sign of him.
Did you doze off, Rusty? I think you slept through my solving the case.
Yeah, very funny. You just give me a nudge if you see him, right?
How about you nudge me?
I think that's a job for your wife, Phelps.
Oh, Rusty.
Я не успеваю и рулить, и читать субтитры, к сожалению.
That's the bus we're looking for. Ease in behind her and get her to the side of the road.
I'm out of here.
Ну, давай, найдись автобус. приехал.
Why aren't we back at the house giving husband hell? He's got to be high on your list, Phelps. He's high on mine.
Давай, когда же мы его найдем? Наконец-то.
That's the bus we're looking for. Ease in behind her and get her to the side of the road.
There's some kind of problem, buddy?
LAPD, we're investigating a murder. You had a sailor and a woman in a green dress on your bus late last night?
That's correct.
And the woman got off first, around 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's right. And the sailor stayed on all the way to downtown.
Can you tell us where you let the woman off?
On California Street. To tell you the truth, she looked a little lost, like she got off on the wrong stop or something. I didn't like dropping her off near that hobo camp.
You've been a big help, Mr. Zeffirelli.
Так, новая улика, последнее место,
So Sailor Boy escaped by the seat of his bell-bottom trousers. He left the broad alive.
Left her by the hobo camp.
Which means he's as good as killed her.
We can't eliminate any of them, but the disfigured man should be our starting point.
I'm gonna call for some backup. These bows hate cops.
Поехали. Центральное отделение полиции.
We're going this way.
I don't know who you were.
The coroner says it's gonna take at least a week to get an ID.
Так, тут,
Hey, fuck you!
тут никого.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that death.
I didn't come to California to be a secretary.
Так, тут никого.
Is someone gonna tell us what the hell is going on? You got a problem, pal?
Я забыл, куда
This
идти.
guy must have escaped the loony bin.
What I miss? Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out.
Так а зачем мы приехали сюда?
Skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mop.
Hey, don't mind me.
Are you liquored up? He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Я забыла, зачем мы тут.
It's him. The cop from the paper.
I've been in this job 20 years. I never fired my guy.
Может, вниз?
What the hell?
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
This guy must have escaped the loony bin.
Так, нет. Насти, куда идти? Не подсказки не работают.
Skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mop.
I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
I'm just praying the prince comes through so I can nail the son of a bitch.
Hey! Fuck you!
I swear this town is going straight to hell.
Странно.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines. How do you know?
Нашел.
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Конечно, жалко. Фелпс тоже служил, так что он знает, каково это.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrellson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Врет.
You hate women, Ackerman?
More than you could ever imagine.
How much did you hate Mrs. Terrellson?
I ache to put my seed in them. Afterwards, I have no use for them.
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrellson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Врет.
You're lying, Ackerman. There must be a reason. You could have killed her in the camp.
My reasons are my own. Can you disprove what I say? You do your worst. You're the willing tool of a despotic state designed to victimize the unfortunate.
Alibi.
Where were you around 2 a.m. last night?
At the camp.
You have an alibi? Someone reliable. Someone who will be around on the day of the trial.
Fuck your trial. The capitalist system needs another victim from amongst the masses. So be it.
Stuart Ackerman, I'm charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrellson.
Так.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrellson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Найди на улик 14-17. Задано правильных вопросов 11 из 16 на троечку. Что же, будем заканчивать на этом серию. Всем большое спасибо, что вы посмотрели ее. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки. И всем пока и удачи. Всем пока.